Why do we feel bad after we've helped people and we support them and we believe in them, and then they leave on bad terms, and then they start to treat other people good and start telling other people that they appreciate them and that they've done all these things for them, and then they forget about what you have done for them, and that it's like you don't exist. I mean, it's human nature to feel down about the people that you've invested your time, energy, and effort into guiding, and that they won't appreciate you, or they acknowledge certain things that you did for them, but they're not the things that, it's almost like they got the wrong intentions of what you were there for. Like, I appreciate your attention, or I appreciate you believing in me, but they don't look at the things like they don't appreciate your support, or that you inspired them, or you motivated them, or you made them feel better during times when they felt insecure and vulnerable, and that you made a difference in their life, and that because of you, they were able to achieve a better life. I mean, they don't need to tell us those things for us to feel good about ourselves, but it's just the fact that we choose certain people to help, and sometimes we don't help the right people. Like the people that can make more of a difference in the world, we don't help. Instead, we help people that are, not going to appreciate what we do for them. So the reason why that we feel bad is because we care about these people, and we want to see them live a good life, and that we choose them. It's a choice that we make, that they're the ones that we want to help because we do believe in them and support them. But then they complain so much, and they whine, and they assume things, and they believe that we have different intentions on why we are helping them, and that we need something, and that they don't believe in us and they don't trust us. No matter how much we do for them, they don't trust us. It's because of their past. Because in the past, people would do things for them, but they needed something in exchange. It was like an exchange, like a transaction. And then when we come along, we see something in them. We see like a light in them, and that we believe that there's someone special, a good person. And then we meet a lot of resistance from them. And they start to push back, and they say rude things. They're inconsiderate. They don't have no compassion for us. They don't care about us. And we start to see their true colors, and that we know when we will detach from them, that we start to sense things, that they're going to move on soon, because when there's more conflict and they get more angry and they start saying rude things, then we know that it's not going to work out. And sometimes we could just leave those situations without saying anything at all. That we could just think that, okay, they'll eventually face karma in the future, or that somebody else will tell them. But then we're not being responsible to not say something. That we have to say something and let them know how they treat us, and that it's not right for them to do that. Because if we don't say something, then they're just going to keep doing it to other people, and then other people are not going to say anything because they're going to think like that they're going to accept them the way they are. But there's some things that they may not be able to change, but there's some things that they should change, because it makes sense for them to change that. If they're going to be disrespectful and rude to just people and then expect people to either accept them or not accept them, that's not the way that the world spins. that we should say something because we're being responsible to say something. So when we deal with these people, when we deal with so much conflict and so many challenges and obstacles, then we can spend time with them and want to spend our time with them and want to see them do good. And then they just give us nothing but grief. And when they go find new people, whether they get into new relationships or new friends, and then they start saying all these nice things to those people. They start to praise them for supporting them or for listening to them, for being a great person to them. And then they forget you. So it's kind of like in a way that they're just rubbing dirt in your face and not appreciating what you did for them and the time that you shared with them and the compassion that you had for them and that you cared about them. They just totally forget you, and they could go find somebody within a month or, a couple weeks, or they had already found someone and they just didn't want to share the truth about that. They're sharing their time with someone else, and that they appreciate you and acknowledge that you made a difference in their life. You have to be careful with the people that you meet in your life, because the time that you share, the effort that you give them, and the energy that you share with them could be wasted. Because if you just pour your heart into people and you care so much, and then you're easily forgotten, then think about all the time that you lost to improve your own life, for the self-care that you could provide yourself, and the progress that you can make. And why is it that we try to do so much for other people that don't appreciate us? Because we try to see that the world is not always bad, and that we have hope, and we believe that people could change, and that we could see somebody that if we're there for them and make a difference in their life, that they could help people on a bigger scale. That maybe we're not capable right now of reaching people and being influential, but there are certain people that have a following and that have support, and they could reach people because they have more people that listen to them. There are times that we could be talented and that we could have gifts and we could do great things, and we're smart, we're educated, but we could lack exposure, and that people don't pay attention to us because they're looking at our track record. And then we see certain people that we feel that if we help them, that they could reach people and that we're doing something good. But unfortunately, there are going to be people that you're going to do nice things for, and they will not appreciate you. They will not acknowledge that you did these things, and they'll just treat you bad because they know they can. But you have to be confident to push back and realize that these people need to be told when they're doing things that are inappropriate, or when they're being rude or disrespectful. That it is our responsibility to tell these people, because otherwise they're going to treat other people in the future the same way, and other people might not tell them, and then they'll just live their life just being rude, being disrespectful, inconsiderate, have no compassion, no empathy, and they'll think that they know everything. Because if you try to share advice with them, they're going to say advice is good when you ask for it. So what they're telling you is like, mind your own damn business. These are people that just have bad attitudes, bad behavior. They're just toxic, and they're not going to ever change because they think they know what is right, and they'll just not live their dream, and that's okay. Because you shouldn't care about people that treated us poorly in the past, because they don't appreciate you and they don't acknowledge you, and they don't thank you, and they don't show no gratitude. Then you should forget these people. detach from these people, move on, don't even waste a thought anymore. I mean, they say that we're supposed to forgive people and, know that, that everyone lives a different life and they're in a different place in their life. But there's sometimes that people cross our boundaries and they have intentions to use us and abuse us. And that's not okay. It's not okay for people to treat us that way. Because if you are showing good energy with people and you're choosing to share your time and they don't appreciate you, and then they can just move on so fast and start giving praise and thanking other people, then they're out of touch, that they don't know the difference between good people and bad people, and they don't understand life. They think they do, but they don't. So if you face past situations where people didn't treat you good, and that you're struggling with the fact that I gave this person all my time, I shared my energy, and I just did these great things, and they don't appreciate me, and it hurts me. Don't get hurt. Don't waste any time. Don't waste any energy thinking about these people that don't appreciate you, because there are other people that will appreciate you. So be self-aware. Do self-observation. Step outside of your world and say, okay, what do they do to me? How do they treat me? And why am I angry about this? And change those things in the future, so when you interact with future people that act a certain way, then you'll know that you're not going to waste any more time with them. That you know that you're just going to detach early on when you sense that people are using you, that they're taking advantage of your gifts, your talents, and that they know that you're nice and that you'll do these things for them, but they have no intentions of keeping you around for the long term. They're just using you and taking advantage. They don't appreciate you. They don't even make good friends, because all they do is just come around with the problems, or all they do is just treat you bad, and that they assume your intentions, and that they're being rude to you before you even have a chance to explain anything. Just know that they are the way they are because that's who they are. They could portray themselves as being a good person, being kind and caring, but they're not like that. They're doing it for attention, and because they have vulnerabilities, they're insecure, and that they need to feel appreciated because of things in their past or the way that people treated them or rejected them, and they're hurting and they've never healed. But they could find relationships in the future that would make them temporarily happy, but the moment that relationship does not work out, they'll revert back to that person, that person of that unbearable person, that toxic person. But nobody has to know the truth about them, because some people will know everything about them, and maybe it's not our place to judge them, because God knows, and even if, is this us, them, and God? That's enough, because eventually regret will catch up to them, and they're going to feel bad in the future, because something is going to remind them of us, the things that we're trying to teach them, the support we're trying to give them, and they're going to meet people that are like them, and they're going to complain and not realize that they had a hand in meeting these people, because they eventually recognize that they were rude and that they treated people bad in their past, and they realize that they made these mistakes, and it might be too late by then to fix them. They may try to go back and say sorry to somebody, or maybe they don't because they don't give a shit, you know? And that's okay because we don't give a shit. It's time to stop fucking caring and don't give a shit and do things for yourself. Self-care all the way. It's not that we're being selfish. We're just doing things that will put us in positions that we could do things for other people as well. Continue to help people. Don't self-sabotage. Don't be self-destructive. And just know that the people that you met are just shitty people. And just remember that. Until the next time, value yourself, respect yourself, love yourself. Peace out.